Hello there, and welcome to another Starfield ship review. In today's review, we're going to be looking at the Pelican, or in my class, the Pelican 2. So the number after the name is the tier of the vessel. The higher the number, the higher the tier. Aesthetically, all ships all the tiers are the same. The only difference is there's going to be an increase in the stats of specific modules. So, for instance, this Tier 2 version of the Pelican has a reactor with 27 power. The Tier 1 may have a reactor with 24 power. And then the Tier 3 could have a reactor with 30 power. So, like I said, aesthetically, the ships will stay the same the entire time. So, anyway, let's get into the review. So, just looking at it, it's a Taio vessel, as you can tell by the lots of Taio parts. It's meant to be a hauling vessel, kind of it's a nod to the fact that it's, the Pelican. Pelicans are known for having those big beaks. They can, carry a lot in the mouth. You can see that by the storage. Ooh, it's got some pretty decent engines on it. Alright, so, stat-wise, it's got a fuel of 100, which is extremely low for a ship of this. Well, just having a hauling ship in general is a bit weird. It's got two of those, you can see the fuel tanks on the back, there's two of them, but what's interesting is they only give 50 each, which, considering the carry capacity on this, I don't know why they went with, lower fuel. It's not like the ship is exactly light. So I definitely recommend upgrading that a little bit. It's got a hull of 1,026, which isn't bad for a B-class vessel. That's pretty respectable, pretty good. It's got a cargo capacity of 3,300, which is really good for a B-class vessel. That's up there as one of the highest cargo capacity ships, at least a B-class. I know C-class, you can get some ships a little bit higher. Still is quite good. It's got a B-class reactor with 27 power, which it's not too bad, but you can get better. At B-class, you can pretty much, I want to say you can get up to a 38 or 39 reactor, so we'll have to look into that when we do a teardown. It's only got a crew of 4, which, again, it's a little low, considering just looking at it, there's seems to be a lot to this ship. It seems very big. You'd kind of expect a little bit more crew. It's got a jump range of 23 light years, which, again, not bad. It's kind of above average. Obviously, we want to try and push that as much as possible, because the higher the jump range, the further you can explore. And then for shields, it's got a 830, which is pretty average. Being a B-class, you can get higher shields. I think the highest non-Vanguard shield is 1,200. And obviously, if you complete the Vanguard quest line to a certain point, you get the Vanguard shield, which you could bump it up to 1,450. It's got 2 sets of weapons. Looks like it has a single particle weapon and a single ballistic weapon, which is very weird configuration. It's just very weird. Price of this, for me, is 208,080 credits. Now, the price will vary depending on your perks. If it's a higher tier ship, it'll cost more. If it's a lower tier ship, it'll cost less. So I purchased this here off this woman, Veronica Young. We are in the the Taio Astroneering building. I'm just going to show you real quick. So this is a section in the Ryujin Tower. So we're going to take the elevator down just real quick, just so I can show you. I didn't realize this was here, to be completely honest with you. I had completed probably halfway through the Ryujin quest before I realized this place was here. But yeah, this is on Neon, which I'll show you in a second where Neon is. So this is it here. It's in the Ryujin building. So when you spawn in the center there, you come, one side is the Aurora Lounge, and then the other side is here. And then you just hop in this elevator. And there you go, Taio Astroneering. So just real quick, let me show you on the map. Here we are here. We're on Neon. And Neon is in the Volii system. It's on Volii Alpha. And if we zoom out, there's Volii over there. And then there's all the kind of the Sol and Alpha Centauri. So we're going to head to our usual spot now to take some pictures and do some walkthroughs. Alright, so here we are. So as you can see, it's like a lot of the Taio ships, it's very, it's not extremely long, but it's very tall and kind of wide. It's nice that it has, mainly Taio parts. It just feels like an actual proper vessel made by the shipyard as opposed to some ships where they just kind of make them mix and match. So entry is in the back, it seems. Okay, so you can run down the middle, which is quite nice. Some ships I noticed that you can't walk under them, and it's kind of annoying because sometimes you can get stuck. We've got those big engines. They're the Slayton Aerospace engines. They're nice. And then entryway through the Tayo cargo bay. So in we go to the Pelican. So the first area is a 1x1 storage room, and immediately this is something I've kind of realized in previous videos. It's alright, Sam, you can go up there. I wasn't talking or anything. You can tell this is like a lot of Tayo habitats are reskins of Hope Tech, which is once you see it, you're like, it's like hard to unsee it. Anyway, so we've got a ladder going up to the next floor. We have another 1x1. I believe there's a storage way. And then off the left, we have a computer core room. Yeah, this is a computer core room. Got some workstations for the crew to do their jobs and stuff. No seats there, which is weird, but okay. They have to work on their feet. Got some storage here. Mine now. And then if we come across this way, we have a captain's quarters, Tayo captain's quarters, which I quite like these, the little pods. I like these pods. They're like really cool. They feel very like homely. Also, I feel like you're safe in these because like if anything was to happen, like say the ship was to get hit or knocked about, you'd be kind of surrounded on three sides. And then we've got a little desk. A lot of clutter on the desk, which is really, really nice. Feels very... Uh-oh. Okay, she's gone good. Thought she was going to ask me for more money. A lot of clutter, and then back here we have a little table with some chairs. And we have the navigation console. Now, something that I've said before, the Tayo, like, room, it's, like, based on Hope Tech, which is, like, fair enough, but regardless of what it's based on, I just feel like these are kind of out of touch on, like, a Tayo vessel. Like, I feel like it shouldn't have these random shelves with generic bits and pieces. It's just, yeah, it just feels a bit weird. Anyway, we continue moving. We have an all-in-one berth with some definitely not Hope Tech bunk beds. We got a set of weights, which, one thing I've learned in my times reading sci-fi novels, if you see a child using the weights, stay away from them. Especially if you're like a special ops team. There's a chance that child will kick the crap out of you and 7 of your closest friends. That's a reference. If any of you guys get that reference in the comments, let me know. So we got the galley that works, which is... It did work. Give me a minute. Yep, there you go. You have to look at the... Is that a toaster? Is that a toaster? Fair enough, you know, you want to toast in space. Might as well. We've got a dartboard there, which... Like, what is this? Like... Do we have to make darts harder? You gotta aim between? God damn, Tayo. Like, I know you're, like, catering to the extremes, but god damn. Anyway. And here we have another all-in-one berth. Pretty much the exact same layout. This one has a punch bag, though. And... Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we could definitely swap this up for something else, because I feel like you don't need all this. And then... We have crew control station, which is nice to have. So we get that extra. I wonder why the crew capacity is so low and we have one of these. And then we can go down. And we have another 1x1 storage room. And back up we go. And if we head this way... This leads to another 1x1 storage room that goes up and down to engine room. Okay, nice. And I like this style of engine room. You can tell it's clearly Hope Tech. It's like proper, like industrial looking. I feel like Taio's engine room would just be completely closed off and kind of like, like how like modern electric cars, you can't really bring them to get them fixed. You have to like bring them back to the manufacturer. I feel like that'd be like Taio's engine room. It's like, oh, your ship's not functioning, bring it back and buy a new one. Anyway, we go up another level. We have another 1x1 storage room, and I believe that is the bridge, but we'll check that in a minute. So we'll drop back down. Oh. So I unlocked a perk that allows me like to jump higher. And in 90% of the gameplay, it's a very annoying perk because I accidentally yeet myself 50 feet in the air. But for navigating ships, it's quite handy anyway. We go up another level, and we have another 1x1 storage room. And we go up a third time, and we have another crew control room with a docking bay. So it seems like we've got a lot of like duplicate habitats. I'd probably like maybe swap out some of these. Get back down we go. Oh. Alright, that seems to be everything. Now if we head... I did check down here, didn't I? Yeah, it's just a 1x1. Hello, Sam. It's just a 1x1. And I checked up here again. Oh no, I didn't check up here. Oh, okay. So, this goes up to... What is this? Oh, this is cool. This must be an actual living quarters. Very, very cool. I like this. Got another galley here. Some beer. We got a toilet. We got the great chair. Phenomenal chair. You know, I'm going to sit in the chair. It's just for the... Yeah, that's definitely... I'm going to have to shower after this chair. Anyway, and then we've got the... we've got these bunk beds, which, like, from a Hope Tech point of view, look really cool, but from Taio, you wouldn't really expect bunk beds. Anyway, and then if we head over this way, we have another 1x1 storage room. As always, we'll do a teardown at the end of the video to showcase everything exactly. I double check to make sure I didn't miss anything, because I nearly missed that one there. Down here is just another... What are you, just a storage room? Alright, that seems to be everything. Alright, let's head to the bridge. Actually, let me just... Yeah, this engine room. Alright, and we get to the bridge, which... I've said this many times. I like the bridge from, like, it's really cool, really fancy. The pilot seat's cool. But having these two chairs here makes you feel less like a kind of, the captain and more like you're like a chauffeur. Chauffeur? What? I don't know why I said it that way. Like, it's just, yeah... Like, I feel like if they took out these crew seats and just added some, like, corner sofas there, it would kind of fit more with Taio being, like, very luxurious. Anyway, we're going to take her off and see how she performs. Just going off of the power, it's probably going to be, like, a bit weak. Look at that beast. We've got so much fuel in this bad boy. We might be able to just about take off. Okay, surprisingly in the current configuration, we have, like, just about enough fuel to get the job done. So we shall see. As always, I have a perk that increases my power by 5. So for the sake of this video, we're not going to be using that 5 power, but we don't need of this ship. So like I said, we got 2 weapons. We got a single particle mounted on the port side, and a ballistic cannon mounted on the starboard side. Quick speed test, and we have a speed of 140. It looks like it's going to cap out at. Yeah, it's kind of 140. Boost speed around 520. That's respectable. It's not bad at all. We'll do a quick pitch test, pitch up. Okay, so it's not slow, but it's not fast. It's kind of faster than I was expecting. I'd say it's like a 6. And then if we do the yaw's a bit slower. That's like a 4. And then the roll isn't too bad. There's those engines in action. Alright, so we're going to head down to the surface now and do a teardown to show you what it's made of. Alright, so here we are in the teardown. We split it into 4 sections. So on the top here, we have the Taio Control Station 2x1 top B. We have the Extender Port 200 Docker from Taio. And then we have the Osiris 2030B shield generator from Protectorate System, B class, 8 max power, 830 shields. Now, if we look to upgrade that shield, we go to shields. So obviously you can get a better version of that shield there. So it goes up to 240, so one higher, and it requires the same amount of power, but it gives an extra 165 shield, which is quite nice. But obviously, what I would recommend doing is joining the Vanguard, and you'll get this bad boy. This is the Vanguard Bulwark Shield Generator. It's another B class. It doesn't have any requirements aside from, doing the first couple of quests. It requires 12 power, so an extra 4 power, but it gives 1450 shield, which is almost double shield, so that's really, really nice. And then for storage on this section, we've got 4 of these Caravel V101 cargo holds, giving us 225 each, which is really nice. That's over 1,000 cargo just in this, which is pretty funny. And then for the structural pieces, we have the Tayo Cowling for top and aft top. Now, if we go to the next section of the vessel, we have the Samurai Cockpit. It gives us 200 cargo and 2 crew station. Behind that, we have a Tayo Companionway 1x1 top A. We have the Tayo All-in-One Berth top B. To the left of that, we have another Companionway 1x1 top B, and then another storeroom top B. And then here at the end, we have the Tayo Companionway top 1x1B. Now for the grav drive, we have the SGD 2300 grav drive from Slayton Aerospace, B class, max power of 10, grav jump thrust of 30, which in the current configuration gives 23 light years. Now we're going to see if we can improve that just a tad bit. So if we go to B class, let me see what's the... So this is currently the highest one we can get currently. Let me see if there's another one. Okay, yeah. This is the highest one we can get currently. So it's B class as well, 10 power. It gives 36, which brings up to 27 light years. Now, if you wanted to get 30 light years, you're going to have to use one of the C class, which means you're going to have to use a C class reactor, which some people might not like. You could also potentially pull off some of the cargo capacity, but that kind of defeats the purpose of the ship because it is a hauler. If you were to use this Relodyne engine, it would require you to have Starship Design 2, so around the same as this, and it costs probably about 26k without perks. So all in all, it's not like a huge difference, like in terms of like, so this is about 15k. So yeah, it's like a little bit more expensive, but like same perk requirements, and probably I would assume same level, just because grav drives, they're not on the higher end of needing levels to unlock. And then we have these 2 abysmal M10 Ulysses tanks. These are a joke. 50 fuel each, so 100 altogether. That's unacceptable. So what I would do is I would pull them out and replace them. So actually, I'll put one of them back real quick just so I can compare when I do swap them out. So for a ship like this, I'd probably go with one of these. So for instance, these ones give 50, obviously, and they are 12 mass. These ones are 29 mass, so just 3 times the weight, but they give over 4 times the fuel at 210. So you can put 2 of these on like so, and that will increase your grav drive by 4 times, yeah. So we go from 100 to like 420, which is really nice. I'm going to remove them for the minute just to showcase. And then for the engine, we have the SAE 5440 engine from Slayton Aerospace. B class, 3 max power, 19,920 engine thrust, 5,040 maneuvering thrust. Now these are some pretty decent engines. Now, it's probably not going to be available here, but I know that if you complete the quest line with Walter, the main quest, and you do it in a non... I'm trying to say without spoiling. In a non-aggressive manner, you unlock a special set of these engines, which we don't have here. Yeah, you unlock a special set of these engines. They're similar to this. They're by Slayton Aerospace, but they're 2 power as opposed to 3. And they've got pretty decent thrust to weight ratio, which could pump up the mobility. As you can see here, the current config of the 3 engines, we get 77 mobility, which is not bad. And then for the storage on this vessel, we have 4 of these V104 cargo holds, 550 each. That's over 2,000 cargo there, which is really nice. Now for the weapons, on the right side mounted on an equipment plate, also known as the best piece in the game, we have an Eradicator 75 MEV Auto Neutron Beam from Lightside, B class, 3900 range, 5 fire rate, does 17 damage to hull and shields, and it requires 4 power. Not bad. And then the opposite side, mounted on the same equipment plate, we have a KE-42A autocannon B-class, ballistic solutions, 1500 range, 5 fire rate, 20 hull damage, and it has 4 power requirements. So, as I was saying at the start, that's a kind of a weird configuration, because particle beams are quite good because they can penetrate shields and hull, but it seems weird comparing it with an autocannon or ballistic. You might be better off like using a shield or a laser weapon if you were, or just gold 2 particles. At the end of this, I'll show you some potential upgrade slots. And if the aesthetic pieces, we have 2 of these Tayo cowling 4 tops, 1 on each side. We have another one of these equipment plates, 1 here, and then we've got 2 underneath these weapons. And then we have 2 of these Horizon weapon mounts here, so we can definitely mount some weapons on them. And then if we go to the middle section of the vessel, we have a Tayo companionway 1x1 mid, a living quarters 2x1 mid, a control station 2x1 mid, a computer core 2x1 mid, a companionway 1x1 mid, captain's quarters 2x1 mid, and a living quarters 2x1 mid. Now, we already have 2 control stations, so I would probably swap this out for potentially an infirmary, if you want some med stuff, or a workshop. Workshop probably the best to go with. And then for the reactor, we have this DC-302 fast ignition reactor from Deep Core, B-class, gives 27 power. Now, we know there's some pretty nice reactors at B-class, so we're going to go and look. So, the best... we can upgrade to this one, which is the 303. It increases our power by an extra 8, which is pretty nice. It requires Starship Design 4 and piloting 3, so it requires an extra Starship Design. And it costs almost, I'd say 1/3 more. It's probably about 45k without perks. So that's if you want to keep that styling, obviously. But if you want like the best of the best, get one of these ones here. This is the 104DS Mag Inertial Reactor. It's from Dogstar, B-class, 39 power. Requires piloting rank 3 and Starship Design 4, and it costs about 55k, maybe a little bit more. Now this also probably requires you to be around level 50 plus, so it's kind of higher up there, but if you need it, that's probably the best for you. And then for the engines, we have 2 more of these SAE. Let me just double check. These SAE 550s. They've done it again. Why have they done this? So we've got some 5440s on the top. And then we've got some better ones on the bottom, 5550s. So I'm just going to bring this over. So they're B-class again, 3 power. Now they give 22,050 thrust as opposed to 90,000. So we're losing out on like almost 3k. And then an extra 300 maneuvering thrust. So I feel like if we had a full set of 3 of these SE 550s, we would probably get close to the max mobility, which is kind of weird how we just didn't, yeah. I'd probably upgrade to these ones. And then for the aesthetic pieces, we have this Tayo forward sensor, and then 2 Tayo starboard end caps there, and then we have the Tayo cowling aft bottom. And then on the bottom of the vessel, we have the Tayo 3x1 engineering bay. We have the Tayo companionway 1x1B. We have 2 Tayo companionways 1x1A. And then for landing gear, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these pinpoint 4G landing gear from Tayo. They give 2 thrust each. Then we have the shipbed 200 landing bay from Tayo. And then as for aesthetic pieces or structural pieces, we have 1 of these Tayo braking engines. We have 2 of these Tayo cowling for bottom. And then we have 2 of them aft bottom. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've 8 of these Tayo side caps, 4 starboard and 4 port. Now we're going to put the vessel together and we're going to work on some modifications. So like I was saying, first thing I would do is put this Vanguard shield on it because she good to go. Very nice shield. I would strip off these and add these fuel tanks. I like these fuel tanks. They're pretty nice. They're not too heavy. They get the job done. Now, for the weaponry, because this is kind of a bigger, heavier, beefier vessel, what I would recommend doing is I would recommend some turreted weapons. So we're going to go and we're going to use some of my favorite turreted weapons. So if we go to... Did I pass them? Did I pass them? Yes, I did. Okay, we're going to back up. So We've got a couple of... Where are you? Oh, okay, I'm blind. I didn't pass them. I gotta keep going. Come on, there we go. Okay. So there's two options you can go with for your your turreted weapons. So you've got this one here, the PB100 Auto Neutron Turret from Ballistic Solutions, B-Class, 3600 range. 5 fire rate, does 16 damage to hull and shields, and is 3 power. Now then there's this one. Now, this one is better, but DPS-wise, but I personally just like the look of this one. It also has slightly more range, so if you want, like, the best, obviously this one, but I'm preferring this one. So we're going to slap 3 of these down. And what we're going to do is we're going to put them here, mounted on the fuel tanks. Now, if you don't like the look of them on the fuel tanks, completely acceptable to put them back where they are, but I kind of like having them kind of back more so they can cover a little bit more. And then obviously we'll have a third one mounted on the front just for some covering. Just trying to see if because you could, let me see, the reactor's in there, isn't it? Yeah. So we're going to swap out this reactor and the grav drive very quickly. So reactor and the grav drive, and like I was saying, so for the reactor, we're going to go with one of the better ones down here at the bottom. This one here. I'm going to squeeze that in there. And then for the grav drive, we're going with the... Where is she? This one here. RD300. Like so. So yeah, the 3 sets of turrets, they're quite helpful. It gives you like a bit of a... Gives you some decent kind of coverage. And then we're going to... It's nice, so we have these little spots here. These weapon mounts, so... We're going to add some some fixed weapons, just for if you want to shoot stuff. And by shoot stuff, I mean if you want to absolutely obliterate things. So, if you're using the Vanguard Shield, which, I mean, realistically you should be, it's pretty easy to get. I would then recommend using some of these Vanguard Obliterators. They are A-Class, 3600 range, 6.65 fire rate, 11 hull and shield damage, and only 2 power. So this allows you to basically run 6 of them, but I feel like 6 is slightly overkill, so we're going to put 4. Now, these 4 on their own should be more than capable of dealing with absolutely anything that comes your way. So if anything tries to, you know, mess with you, just delete them. What else do we have? So there's not really much else like you could... Because you could, obviously, you could change stuff, you know. But we don't want to change too much. Just because I feel like you're better off keeping... what about these? One now. Okay. Potentially, we might have found a reason to change stuff. Is there any of the curved ones? Oh, there is. Perfect. So we're gonna just try this. I'm gonna take out one of these. Now this is gonna be heavy, but it's called the Pelican for a reason. What is this? This is 950. And then you are 1250. I just want to see which one looks a little better. I'd probably go with this one here. Now, obviously, this is going to get extremely heavy, but we're going to be doubling our cargo. Let's hope the jump drive doesn't mess too much. So these are the 400T hauler cargo holds, 1200 each. So we can increase our cargo capacity by an astronomical amount. Like, we're up at 6,008 or 6,108, which is... That's just, like, crazy. Now, obviously, you could technically slap 2 more of these bad boys on. So down at the bottom, you see how we have these, see how you have these kind of companionways, which don't really do much. You could slap 2 more of these in here. Let me just, make sure that the ship doesn't choose not to... Come on. Am I blind? Do you not snap down? There you go. Ship not too heavy, no? Ship is too heavy. We are not going to do that. Okay, so I think we're at like the upper limit of weight for the ship. So yeah, that's kind of what I'd go with for the like ship. Obviously, if you want to add more sets of weapons, you can. You still have like a lot of hard points. You could get more of these little equipment plates, and you could put 2 more there and there if you wanted to. You could also potentially. Let me see. Will this? Is there a snap point up on top of this? No, there's not. Okay. So what I would probably do is I'd probably extend this out 1 like so. And put like a 3x1 up here, just to kind of level it out a little bit. But anyway, that's the ship itself. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Have you guys flown it? If you have, like, have you kind of kept it as like the hauler vessel, or have you kind of stripped it down to make it more like a combat all-arounder? Don't forget to subscribe if you like this sort of content, and also check out some of my other reviews. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.